Been telling you a lot about sextortion here on In Focus. It's a growing internet crime in recent years, forcing law enforcement to take notice. So what's being done about it? In Focus investigator Dakari Turner joins us now with more on that. Dakari?
Well, Kelly, sextortion happens when someone is exploited online for photos, videos, or sexual favors. Even money in some cases. It's also known as sexual blackmail. We first showed you how hard it hits victims, and after speaking to prosecutors, we're also learning how hard it is to catch the people doing it. Around the world and all over the country, it's an online crime law enforcement says is growing with each click.
I'm Ashley. This can't happen to me. I'm normal.
It happened to Ashley Reynolds in Florida. The feds arrested Lucas Chancellor, a 31-year-old who they say used sextortion to get images from hundreds of teenage girls. Maryland prosecutors say it's happening among teens as well.
It's very disturbing, some of the things that we have seen.
Amy Ocampo is an assistant state's attorney in Carroll County. She runs the office's Special Victims Unit prosecuting sextortion crimes with state's attorney Brian DiLeonardo. Both say it's no easy task.
We often will run into roadblocks where either we are not able to access the information.
It's there, and minutes later it's gone.
One of the things making sextortion difficult to prosecute is the venue in which it takes place. An online world of chat rooms and messaging apps like Kik or Snapchat. The same features that many of us find attractive about those apps are what prosecutors say makes evidence difficult to track.
It's very easy with things start on the internet and then move to private messaging to be deleted.
Another challenge, they say, lies inside law books. Plenty of legal jargon and offenses with long names, but no mentions of sextortion or sexual blackmail.
Parents, you know, even as involved as you are with your child's life, you just nowadays need to be super involved.
Carolyn agreed to talk to us earlier this month because she wants parents to know the difficulty in catching and getting convictions, ending the terror for victims. In her daughter's case, she was 14 years old when she was targeted by Mark Punzalan. But her mother didn't find out until more than a year later when the FBI showed up at their door after being contacted by one of the websites. Punzalan's eventual conviction was for the production of child pornography, an example of what prosecutors say can be compared to matching pieces of a puzzle.
I would say it's a combination of sitting down with that detective, the investigators, and looking at all of that together and then pulling out the statutes.
It took Maryland's law books several years to catch up with revenge porn. When a revenge porn statute was added to the law last year, Maryland became one of at least a dozen states to make it punishable by law. And that came years after an already established nationwide movement raising awareness against it in 2012. However, Maryland prosecutors have looked to the legislature for help before, and DiLeonardo says it will be no different with sextortion. A move, he says, is urgent.
I expect this year is no different as we look towards the new legislative session, trying to find ways that we can ask our legislature to help us protect these victims.
Now, despite any challenges in catching the people using sextortion online, prosecutors still urge victims to come forward. They say there are resources like counseling that you may be able to utilize. You can also report sextortion to your local law enforcement, but you can also contact the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Kelly.
All right, thanks, Dakari.